Welcome back to Hop Topics, the Chris Hopkins podcast, brought to you by Third Nut. Earn yours. Coming back in, I've got my partners in crime, Charles Newby and Bryant Smith, back in studio. We got a banging ass show coming up on the Third Nut Earn Yours interview hotline. I have Lewis Battle, former Auburn Tiger and Jacksonville State football player, also played a semi-pro, won a couple national championships, high school coach, and now he has his own recruiting service running the South Alliance Recruiting Service. Lewis Battle, welcome to Hop Topics.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. It's a pleasure, Chris. You go way back, brother. Good to talk to you.
Hey, man, you know what? I really got, and I was decent before I came to the COL, but playing behind you, you had a technique playing corner, man, where you kind of turn to the side. Man, I learned so much playing behind you and then playing, with Jamie Owens and then Diamond and stuff. Is like being around like great players. It was something that when you start learning how to do something, it spills over into other areas of life. So now when, man, I'm doing comedy, I'm thinking, man, I can't fuck up because Garnett might come off stage and smack me in the head.
Hey, look, man, bro, hey, Chris, to this day, bro, I played ball, man, high school at Auburn University. I've been hit numerous times, but the hardest lick I ever took in my life, and you remember this, we had a scrimmage game up in Washington Courthouse, Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Garnett hit me by accident. Dude, I had a concussion. Back then, we didn't know that about concussion. You had to be tough. Dude, my head hurt for 4 days.
I remember because you was out for us. Like, I wasn't always the best tackler, so I would, like, grab onto somebody and just look for number 4, and when he got, like, 5 feet away, just jump the fuck out the way.
Jump
We're talking about, there's a guy that played a linebacker for us, Mike Garnett, and he had offers from Notre Dame and Michigan, and he just wound up, having to play semi-pro. Legit 6'4", 240, and was a monster.
I bet that guy could cream the shit out of me with a dodgeball.
Exactly, man.
I bet that dude could throw a dodgeball so hard, like, it would go back in time and give me childhood trauma.
But I dread to think about Garnett with a dodgeball.
Dude's probably got a J.D. Power Associates rating on his penis.
See, I got some fools in here with me.
Look, Garnett was such a beast. That he used to hit on my wife, and I used to be standing right there with him. I would not deal with his dog. I was like, Garnett, you need to stop playing. You need to start playing, Garnett. I don't play them games now. But he was so big. What am I going to do? Put my hands on him? He going to wrap me up like a pretzel.
Yeah, even if you hit him in his head, you're not going to do nothing but break your hand.
Exactly.
They could just bow the face mask on his. They just bow the face mask right on his face. He didn't need a helmet.
Exactly. And, man, all those years out there, man, and that's pretty much what brings me to doing what I'm doing. Chris, I'm proud of you, brother. From the time that we spent up there in Washington Courthouse, Ohio, to see you grow as a young man then into what you're doing right now and being on Third Net and doing this thing, that's what I want to see. And that's pretty much what brought me to what I'm doing now for the recruitment. My company is Alliance Sports Recruiting.
Well, let me go ahead and lead into that. The whole concept of Third Nut and the slogan, Earn Yours, meaning the whole Third Nut is like, man, an extra testicle, going the extra mile, somebody really putting it on the line. And it's like you have taken all of your knowledge and started Alliance Recruiting Services, and because you've got the knowledge and the talent and the background. So from the ground up, tell us everything about Alliance, where y'all located, what y'all do, and who you're currently working with.
Man, this is what I done, man. We out of LaGrange, Georgia. This is where I'm basing the company out of. I got Willie Gaucher, all-time receiver from Auburn University. I got Otis Mound, NFL guy, Canadian League guy, coached at Texas Tech, coached at Akron University, an all-time rounding guy. He played at Auburn. I got Jesse McCovery, big-time tight end that played at Auburn University, played for the Baltimore Ravens. I got Cedric Dozier out on the West Coast in California, played at the University of California, played in the Arena Football League. All these guys got business degrees.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what we trying to gauge at, because there's a lot of kids, black, white, regardless of the race, it's a lot of kids that get left behind because if you got one big kid that's a good recruit, all the coaches is focused on is that one kid. What about the other 10 or 12 kids that's able to play
Well, the
college
other
football?
thing that I kind of wanted to talk to you about, and it's kind of funny, and it really kind of changed football, is like before the 80s and the Miami Hurricanes, all of the big schools like the Ohio States, the even the Alabamas, they would either recruit from the big private Catholic schools or whatever big public schools weren't going to the state championships. So they would only look at those guys that were getting pushed like that. But then the guys who might go, they might play for a football team that's maybe got a 500 record, but then they all city in basketball, they play baseball and track. They just ridiculous athletes. But like you said, they're not getting that look. And Miami started finding those guys. And then when they went up against those Ohio State boys, you know how it is playing in Ohio. We go play them teams. Oh, I played at such and such and such. It's like, oh, really? Well, they must all be slow as hell there.
Hey, it doesn't matter, man. I took some of the hardest licks in Ohio. Yeah. That's real talk. I mean, it's athletes in Ohio. I just found a kid out of Philadelphia Friday. 6'2", 1.5, Tavon Jackson, out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 6'2", 225 pounds. I promise you, the kid, this is what we do. We have to make sure these kids make their ACT and SAT.
That's very
Our
important.
company is very important. It's very important because you're nothing without the educational background.
Yeah.
You don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
so what we do is this kid, he's a first-round draft pick, second-round draft pick, but guess what? If I'd never got in contact with this kid, this would be another kid that's working a 9 to 5 or out on the streets doing wrong or in jail. Yeah. That's what Alliance is about. We grabbing these kids, Chris. We grabbing these kids and giving them opportunity. I had a kid that had a full ride scholarship. Coaching staff got fired. They pulled the scholarship. Chris, this kid was talking about going back to the street. I got him to a school, full ride. He report Monday.
That's awesome.
I mean, yes, Jesus Santiago is his name. Great kid. His mom, Mirza Lampo, she's come from a great family. And that's what we do. We want to get these kids in. We're not worried about the 5-star athlete. 5-star athlete gonna do what they do.
Yeah.
But we're worried about the 1-star and 2-star athlete that still need an education and still need to be able to play some football on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's what we focus on. We're trying to get these sophomores and juniors, get them ACT, SAT ready. Because without doing that, man, these kids, man, we see a lot of athletes in the South that doesn't make it.
Yeah, like I've heard it said numerous times before that NFL stands for not for long. And a lot of these kids are going into, especially these like young kids that maybe aren't, a fucking Manning or one of those like something different athletes that go in, they play in the NFL for 5-6 years. And, because they were a hot shot at whatever third-rate college they were at, for instance, my alma mater, Austin P, these kids were getting majors, were getting degrees and stuff that was essentially useless. And then like every now and then you'd have a kid that was like smart and was going into communications or something like that. But what you're doing and pushing these kids towards like focusing on their education and not on, you're going to go pro. I think that's so important. And I think it's really great what you're doing, man.
Right. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, this is a slogan that I got with Alliance Sports Recruiting, and our website is www.recruitment, the number 100.com.
Tell them again.
And www.recruitment100.com.
All right.
And what we do is, this is my slogan that we say, Lil Johnny, this is what we say in the South, Chris. Lil Johnny may score a touchdown on Friday night. And he may score a touchdown on the next couple of Friday nights. But that don't mean Lil Johnny ready to go to Ohio State, University of Georgia, University of Auburn, or Alabama. What we do as a staff, we take Lil Johnny film and we break it down as a staff. Okay. And we give back to them parents like, look, Lil Johnny ain't ready to play at these big D1 schools. But what we can do for Lil Johnny is we can send him to a major D1 school, and I consider Bowling Green. That's a major D1 school. Right. Kennesaw. Yeah. That's a major D1 school.
Well, Kennesaw's
Miami of Ohio. Right. That's what I'm saying. We can send him to a school that he's able to produce and get a good quality education.
Yeah.
And where parents get lost at, and like I'm telling you earlier, Chris, I was a wide receiver, defensive back, quarterback in high school. My son is an outside linebacker, and they play him at guard sometimes. I would never push my son to be something that I was back in the day. Yeah. You got to let kids grow into what they are today, and that's what we run into. Exactly. And that's what parents is going wrong at now. We give, and a lot of parents, they shy away from because we're not going to accept no money from you.
Yeah.
When we tell you, hey, little Johnny only going to be play D1 AA or D2.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a true honest opinion.
But you know what? I was about to come to something. Actually, two things. Getting guys in the schools. UTC here, right here in Chattanooga, man, they're real strong right there at the bowl championship level. And then you got East Tennessee State and MTSU are solid schools. And I just know for me coming up, playing sports in high school, man, it's not always about going pro. It's like you get to be around different people than if you were just going home, walking to the hood with the same people. You get to be with different people from all different type of background. You get to be around different type of guidance with coaches. You get to travel. You get to see different schools. So then that prepares your mind different. Even if you get one of these kids in school and they don't finish school, they've gone and they've got skills where they can go get an office job. They can go to community college. Right. They've got a track laid for education where they've seen different things and they know that there's more out there.
Exactly. And that's what it's all about, man. I mean, Chris, with the team we played on, the Ohio Lions, man, you got to look at Ralph Jones. Ralph Jones trained NFL players for speed, agility. Yeah. Everybody that was on that team, we was business. Everybody had some type of education about it because we what
got me about the COL? Because every semi-pro player was always like, yeah, man, I'll be in the NFL if I get this break or that break. When Robert Red came right after he was cut by the Colts, and I was like, oh, wow. I was like, that dude didn't make the NFL. Man, this dude was like bionic. It was like he would play defensive back and just intercept the ball and nobody could touch him. He played in the World League of the World Football in Europe, NFL Europe, and he also played in the Arena Bowl, actually, for the Denver team, John Elway's team. Yep. He had 100 yards in the championship game. So this dude he was a beast, man. We played with we had some real players, man.
Exactly.
I kind of look at, man, 2003 was when we won a national championship, man. That's over 15 years ago. We got to get a reunion. We need to get David Josephs to get all the troops round up. And
I know it, man.
Yeah,
I know it.
Shout out to David Josephs.
I live with David.
He be supporting.
Exactly, man. But hey, look, I appreciate y'all, man. And the biggest thing of it is, man, on this show, and I appreciate y'all having me on.
Uh-huh.
I want y'all to push this out. Every chance y'all get, because for us to build this to how we need to do for our youth coming up.
Okay.
And this and what we do as a company, we don't take anything from anybody. If you ain't got the money to pay us for your son to do this training or recruitment, we'll take $50 a month. Tell me what company out there going to take $50 a month to make sure your son get a college education and get trained to get somewhere.
Because everybody's greedy.
Nobody.
Yep.
I got two quick questions for you before I let you go, Lewis. Okay. Who's your pick for the national champion this year in college football?
Auburn University. War damn Eagle.
War Eagle back.
And as a former,
I'm a football guy. You got to put it back on Clemson, and you got to add Ohio State with the transfer coming out of Georgia.
That's what I want to see what Justin Fields does. Yeah. I'm going to bring you back on and talk about Justin Fields. And the other question, being a former corner, what receiver currently playing in the NFL would scare you the most? If you had to line up man to man, who in the NFL would scare you the most right now?
Shit, Julio Jones, he's a grown man. I mean, he's like the Incredible Hulk.
I would say either Julio or DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, but think about it. Julio, you look at him. Look. If you line up across from Julio and you look at his face mask in his head, it'll scare the shit out of you. You would be like, man, what he do gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Julio's
I'm gonna give him a 12-yard cushion. I'm waving the linebacker over. I'm waving the safety over. I'm trying to bring a cheerleader on the field.
Hey,
I'm telling my mama not
Chris.
to come to that game, but mama, you ain't got to come to this game right here against Atlanta. You can go shopping. It ain't even gonna be on TV. You ain't got to watch this one here.
So the best thing to do is put some Vic Faz in your hand. And the first time he catch it, take that Vic Faz and rub it in his eyes and hope you blind him for the rest of the game. That's the only hope.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on Hop Topics.
Yeah.
Courtesy of the Third Nut Earn Yours interview hotline. This has been Lewis Battle, Alliance Recruiting Services in LaGrange, Georgia. Hit them with that website again.
Hey man, y'all want to find us? We out here. Hey, we got our faces online. We don't hide from anybody. It's www.recruitment100.com. That's www.recruitment100.com. We'll get y'all kids where you need to be.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back here on Hop Topics. Stay tuned.
The name is opposite name. Just that nigga smoking blunts, always spitting that game. Used to call me 420, but that shit all the same. I'm all in, man, like Texas Hold'em. I see 5-0 patrolling, but they ain't fucking with me, cause I done finished my weed and hit my drink in my seat. I breeze easily through the streets of Columbus, while these breezes be steady giving me numbers. I guess my cheesy's elite, cause I'm getting good numbers. Man, who these niggas be? I ain't fucking with runners.
Welcome back to Hop Topics, the Chris Hopkins podcast. We are back with some our very special guests on the Third Nut Earn Yours interview hotline, the controversial Aleksey, the Big Fish Itunin, my dude from way back in the day. He's got a title fight coming up August 24th. Aleksey, welcome to the show.
Woo. What's up, baby? What's up, baby? What do you guys know?
What's up?
This is a good show right here. And my only question is, what do you guys know about the Big Fish? Do you know anything? Have you heard? Or do you need to get the word?
I'm a pro wrestling guy, so that's where my combat sport knowledge stops. Is like people injuring themselves play fighting instead of like for real fighting. Like I've been to one live MMA fight my entire life, and I saw a dude's left side of this dude's face, just every bone in it get turned to powder, and I decided I was going to stay home going forward.
See, I hear Big Fish, and I'm wondering which of my ex-girlfriends someone's talking about. You know?
She was this big.
She was that big.
Well, go ahead, man, Aleksey. You started fighting. You started your amateur career in Ohio, turned pro in Ohio, and then you've had fights in Florida, Tennessee. Tell us what's been going on in your pro career.
Well, this is the problem with my pro career right now. Okay, in Ohio we got this commissioner. Yeah. Okay, his name's Bernie Profato, and I can't even get started on this guy.
Yeah, I know
He's
about
one of those
Bernie.
old guys.
Yeah, I'm safe in Tennessee for talking shit about Bernie. But Bernie Profato, the whole Ohio Athletic Commission is out of Youngstown, Ohio, which is mafia town, which is real stupid because the state capital is in Ohio, and it's still run by boxing people, and they treat MMA like it's like a fucking redheaded stepchild, and they try to fuck MMA fighters over. They don't let people turn pro. It's just a really shitty run state commission, and they're trying to get a little bit better. There's some decent cards going, but. And as long as Bernie's there, it's really not gonna, go that well for the fighters. But continue.
All right. The problem with Ohio is that if you want to go pro, you got to get 5 more wins.
Yeah.
Okay, and you just got 5 more wins. Now you call Bernie, and now you got to get 10 more wins. And then now you just lost a fight. Oh, you're never fighting again. And then if you're on Team Chaos. Yeah. You got to get 12 more wins, 18 more wins. Basically all I want to say is I'm from the most hated team, we're considered thugs, street thugs, bad guys, the bad guys, and it's hard in Ohio for a player. I mean, we come from nothing, and basically everybody over there is just big money fight teams, and Chris Hopkins, he come out on Team Chaos, and that's the team that we trained with. And what we ended up doing is we kind of ended up owning the Ohio MMA scene as an amateur. And a lot of our guys did well as pros. And basically Bernie, he's old. And I can't say nothing bad about the guy, but
Aleksey,
how do you go pro in Ohio?
Tell me about Bernie. What do you know? From what you've heard and what.
He's
Charles, you
about
gonna get a shot.
105.
You gonna get you. This is Charles. This is Charles Newby asking questions about this dude who may or may not be connected with the mafia or Don King and them. So
how do you know I'm not?
No, I'm talking about Bernie.
I might be able to smooth something over.
Listen,
you never know.
Listen, if you want to go pro in Ohio, you have to have a hot wife.
Yeah.
Done. You have to have a hot wife to go pro in Ohio.
Or I mean,
that's it.
I feel bad saying this because I've got a lot of friends that they train at really solid, reputable MMA gyms. They have solid coaches. I'm not taking anything away from the bigger gyms, but it is really biased towards the bigger gyms. And in the other states like Tennessee, if you want to get your ass whooped for money, you can get your ass whooped for money. You don't have to have any amateur fights. You just got to go through, get the medical clearance, go through the tests. But if you choose and you can find an opponent and, find a promoter to pay you, you can get approved to fight pro. In Ohio, to go pro, it was like they kept playing a shell game. Some guys could go pro after 3 fights. They wouldn't let Vitor Oliveira fight as a pro, and he won a World Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Championship. But Bryant, this is something you can get into.
What the?
They let CM Punk fight pro with no amateur experience and was just completely terrible. And you had guys who had been fighting like amateur fights, had been like maybe have a record of like 7-3 and like had been in like literally 5 title fights and had experience and had paid their dues, and they weren't even allowed to take a shitty pro fight for $100 to fight and $100 to show, and they're trying to say you don't have experience, but then the money came in with CM Punk and then everybody rolled over, and that's something that even the big gyms are kind of pissed off about.
I'll tell you right now.
Fuck CM
I'll
Punk.
tell you right now. The reason they didn't let Big Vitor Oliveira go pro in Ohio. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you right now. It's because he let me train at his gym.
Damn, boy, what's she been doing? Damn.
Yeah, man.
Well,
I was someone's hot wife.
I was going to try to avoid the drama.
Victoria, her name is Victoria.
Hey,
Vitor's wife's name is Victoria.
You better cut that out on this podcast. I got to go to Ohio in a couple weeks. I was actually.
Yeah, don't get him killed, man.
Yeah.
I do want to say regarding CM Punk, like, I fucking hated CM Punk. I'm one of the few people in like the internet wrestling community and who is like a fan of wrestling that fucking hates CM Punk, and there was nothing that made my dick harder than watching him curl up in a ball and getting the dog shit beat out of him in the fucking octagon.
He lasted a little bit longer than I thought he would. He took more shots. I thought he'd lay down sooner. He let his face get a little bit readjusted. I mean, he tried to hang in there, and I got to respect him for that. Now, Vitor, when I trained at his gym, he taught me one move, and this is the best move he ever taught me. Now, this is what he told me. And he speak of Jiu-Jitsu Brazil like this. He told me, now listen to me, big fish. You drunk. You're drunk. You do not come into my gym drunk. You tap out my purple belts with an ankle latch. That's not good here. And he told me one thing. He said, when somebody just put you in your pretzel hold. Do you guys know what a pretzel hold is? That's like
I put a few girls in a pretzel hold.
It's like actually a porn position. That's like how they fuck chicks in bang bus anal positions. They have like their legs above their head while they have their arms above the legs behind their head. And it's called a pretzel hold. And the only thing Vitor ever told me that I can still remember to this day after all my alcoholism is he said this. He said, if somebody just put you in your pretzel hold, he says, the best thing to do is that you bite your own nuts. I go, what? He goes, yeah, you bite your own nuts. I go, why, Vitor? Why the fuck does this make sense? And it goes, because when you bite your own nuts, you just never know how strong you are after that.
Man, you're going to get me killed.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to fall asleep tonight thinking, you bite your own nuts.
So tell me about when you got the title fight coming up on the 24th. You got the title fight coming up August 24th. Tell me the organization, location, and the opponent.
All right. The organization is XFP. It's a Christian organization, Extreme Fighting Promotion.
Wait. Christian mixed martial arts?
We shed blood for the Lord.
I mean, Jesus suffered, so should we.
Hey.
Is this a cult? I'm all about cults.
Wow. Continue.
Let me get to the bottom line, though. Okay, the location is Smithfield, North Carolina, at the Aquatic Center. Okay, we have this venue because we give 20% of all the proceeds to nonprofit. Okay, well, at least I do for my fight purse. and the opponent is Clifton Gorilla Black Davis.
Uh-oh.
And
What?
please don't ask me about his nickname. I fought a guy nicknamed Slave Muscles. I fought a guy nicknamed the Sex Machine. He come out with like 6 girls. Okay, I'm not scared of a nickname anymore. And no, I am no longer scared of big black guys with muscles. Plenty of those on my hit list. You know what I mean?
Oh man, you are a fool. Hey,
MMA wise.
what's up with Kaboom the raccoon, man?
Your raccoon's named Kaboom.
you know-
Yeah,
he's
he's got a raccoon. He named Kaboom the raccoon.
That's the shit. That is so fucking
Yeah.
great.
What happened?
He got a
Nothing. He's just
DUI.
laying in his own shit, man. I'm trying to do this podcast, and we put him up in a cage, and he already shit in there like first 10 minutes just to be mad at us. And the
Oh.
motherfucker, man, last night I tried to sleep, and this is all I hear in the middle of the night.
You know
And
why,
I
don't
hear
you?
this kid, they make these freaking noise.
You know why,
Because,
don't you?
man, he's
Because you got a
trying to get on the
motherfucking
big
raccoon
shit.
in your fucking house. That's why. You got a wild motherfucking animal in your motherfucking house.
Sounds like he's trying to cold start. You need to be a little. Well, tell him I said hello. Hey, okay, so
Where you guys from, man? I want to know why I'm on this podcast. If we're gonna have a podcast, I want to know where everyone's from.
We're from
I know Hawk,
we're
he's a
in
pro
Chattanooga.
We're
and
in Chattanooga, baby.
Bryant and Charles are from Chattanooga. Go ahead and introduce. Hey,
Yo.
reintroduce my. They're not special guests. They're essential parts of the show.
No, we're
Reintroduce yourself.
we're just special ed. My name is Charles Newby, comedian, artist, cook, part-time podcaster, and master of all things alcohol. And from one alcoholic to another, you need to give your raccoon a big old hug for me. Hey, let me ask you a question
Listen, you
real
guys
quick.
don't know
Alexi, are you
anything
there?
about having a raccoon.
What do I
I'm
am,
right here. Can you
I
all hear
am
me?
so fucking jealous. And to top everything else off, I
You
want to
want a
ask.
pet that bites your face. You
I
want
mean,
a pet that bites
probably.
your face when you're sleeping.
You're just describing
You
marriage
want a
now.
Pet. You want a pet that everyone else wants to kill if he escapes. Imagine falling in love with a small creature, and the next thing you know is you're sleeping, and he escapes through the vent of your camper that you got parked outside of random people's properties that you sold Cutco to. That's another story.
That just sounds like
Okay,
my
now you're
3-year-old,
sitting here
man.
siphoning electricity and Wi-Fi. You got a raccoon living in somebody else's camper. You go to the gym, you come back, and he's outside. I mean, the neighbors are going to shoot him. The dogs are going to eat him, and it's your buddy. And if anyone else tries to pick him up, he's going to bite him. I mean,
I'm
it's an
hearing
impossible thing to have.
I'm hearing a pretty regular story I'd hear here down here in the South, but I'm hearing it from up north, and I'm like, maybe we're not all that different.
Well, you're in Tennessee, aren't you? Aren't you in Tennessee?
You in Tennessee, bro?
I lived in Nashville for the better part of this year doing concrete work over there. And I
Ah,
learned two things.
boy, yeah, dude.
Where you at now? You in
You
North
got to go
Carolina?
to the boot barn.
Yeah.
I'm in Carolina, baby. I'm in Smithfield, North Carolina.
Ooh,
And all I know about
Smithfield.
Tennessee is you have to go to Boot Barn and you have to buy those freaking expensive boots. The bitches. will
Oh,
not
it's the
suck your dick off if you
worst.
don't-
Man, you're not that far, man. We're gonna have to make a road trip one way or the other and come see you. Hey, I got a question for you. You gonna use the Nada bomb on August 24th?
I'm gonna bait him in. I'm gonna use the reverse not a bomb. I'm gonna switch my stance, step away, lift the leg up, and spinning roundhouse kick him right in the side of the head. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna get right on my back, and I'm gonna play bottom until I get on top. I mean, sounds like a risky plan against a guy so much bigger than me. But there's two things I have to accept about this fight. One, he's gonna hit me in the face. Two, he's black. Three, he's stronger than me. Okay, so. I mean, the only way for me to win this fight, I mean, this is a little bit out of my league. I'm not going to lie. But anything can happen in an MMA fight. And I've made a living off taking fights I shouldn't, and I've won more than half of them. This is why I have this fight.
You working?
What I think is a jumping knee. Have you guys seen the fight with that one boy, the Hispanic boy from Florida? What's his name? Masvidal.
Yeah,
check that out?
Masvidal versus Askren. Yeah.
Yeah, have you guys, everyone said Askren was going to win, and Askren was nothing but a big muscular wrestler. And what that hood boy do? He run up on him and he threw that knee up high. And what happened? I mean, I think he's going to be nervous. The guy I'm fighting, he only has 3 pro fights. I have 6. The guy I'm fighting only has 4 amateur fights. I have 16.
Yeah.
So I'm more
That's the
experienced,
difference.
but
You
he
got
is
that
very small.
experience, man. I'm telling you, leg kicks, man. You need to stay at distance, work leg and body kicks. Make him chase you for a round. Stay at distance, work leg and body kicks, outside leg kicks. Outside leg kicks, distance, timing. Outside leg kicks, distance, timing. Body kick. You know, make sure you know if he tries to come in for the clinch, tie him up, push him off. You know, watch out for big bombs because he sounds like the way you describe him.
Clifton Davis right now. Do you guys know who I'm fighting? Hold on, before this gets any further. Get on your phone, get your device out. Somebody Google Clifton Davis. Somebody YouTube Clifton Davis. This is a specimen of a man. He's like the Incredible Hulk. I'm just going to have to split him open with an elbow or hurt him. Here's the goal. It's to get out of the first round. Look, nobody sells tickets who everyone knows is going to win. Yeah. Everyone's asking a lot of questions about this fight. Is my drunk ass going to spinning roundhouse kick him in the face, or am I going to get fucked up in the first round?
What weight is the fight at? What weight is the fight at?
The Smithfield Aquatic Center.
No, not where. What weight? What weight class?
Oh, it's 170 pounds.
Oh, so it's welterweight.
Welterweight.
He can't be that damn big, man. You better leg kick his ass.
My last fight, if you guys actually want some information, I got leg kicked by a Muay Thai world champ from Thailand, and he broke my leg with a leg kick. So now I kick a tree.
Yeah, see,
that's how those Muay Thai guys like toughen up on that shit too.
Yeah.
All right, here's what we got. This is based off Tapology.com. This is Clifton Davis. No nickname. Age 31. Date of birth 1987. 8/31. Middleweight. Weighs in 180 pounds. 5'10", reach not put in. United States, 2 fighter lengths. He's got 1 current streak win. Last fight was June 17, 2017 with SOFC. Fitness Edge M&A is his affiliation, and other than that, all we know is that Clifton Davis is ineligible for regional rankings due to inactivity. Fighters must have at least 1 completed MMA bout in the past 2 years to be ranked.
So I'm gonna tell you this. He's gonna look tough. But he's inactive. He's going to be coming out throwing big bomb, sloppy shit. Keep your hands up, roll, throw leg kicks, keep him at distance. Make sure you pace the first round. Stay out of any trouble in the first round.
As soon as I hit him, he's going to take me down, or he's going to try.
Is he a
he's
grappler?
More than likely going to succeed. Dude, I'm telling you right now, I've done all the research. Yes, I've done all the research on this kid. Here's going to be what decides this fight, guys, and this might sound crazy to non-MMA fan. When he gets on top of me, am I going to be able to pull him in close enough to keep him from doing damage? Because when we trained at Team Chaos, Frank Leslie used to always say, "No damage, son. Yeah. No damage."
But no I'm gonna be honest about.
I'm not saying he's not going to take me down. I'm saying he's gonna.
And what I'm saying is,
this fight is my ability.
You can't just stay. We lost a lot of fights like that because dudes would just be on top of us. You can't stay. Once you control them, you gotta get your hips out.
Decisions, man. We lost a lot of decisions, but a professional title fight is 5 5-minute rounds. That is 25 minutes plus 4 1-minute breaks. So that's 29 minutes of fighting. That is a long time.
You better condition them ribs, man. He's going straight for him. If he gets you on the ground and wraps you up, he's going to get them ribs because obviously you're either going to want to try to get the arm and the neck, or you're going to go for the whole neck, and it's going to be endurance. The question you got to ask yourself is, how am I going to get to go home to my kaboom tonight?
I'm gonna go home one way or another. I mean, this is the thing about fighting. What a lot of people don't understand is they think my whole life depends on it. This is just a business. So how hurt am I willing to get? And the answer to that is that's up to the ref. You know, because I'm willing to get hurt. I mean, my life is a life full of risks. You know, I got a friend named Matt Anderson who drinks his own pee. Okay, one time. We'll visit that one later. Oh, man,
I forgot about that. Why
we'll visit that later.
Shout out to Angry
I got a lot of things.
Stop everything we've talked
about.
Like he swore by the shit. Matt Anderson, like he used to drink. It's supposed he would tell you it had like cleansing properties. I remember this motherfucker had a fight coming up. This motherfucker had a single strawberry. He put relish on it, ate the strawberry, and then drank some fucking pee and like went and trained all day. I swear to fucking God. And he trained all day.
Yeah. All day.
All damn day. All day. Off of strawberry and urine.
That is disgusting. Speaking of disgusting, here's my suggestion as a non-fighter for your upcoming fight. What you got to do, I've got 2 words. Curry farts. You got to go eat some curry. You got to go get a nice bowl of curry. The more, have some of it for dinner, have leftovers for breakfast for the fight. Of course, you're going to be just dropping these broccoli bombs all over the goddamn place. Soon as he gets on top of you, you get that little... And then, he'll tap.
Why don't you eat my curry? Take my curry and put it in your mouth, and when you go to the fight, you just enjoy this curry. Everybody eats Indian food, you know. Get out of my store. Why you come here drunk buying beer again? It's already 2 hours past sell time.
You know what, Aleksey? I think that is like the perfect way to end this, because I think you just insulted every race possible with that little ending. I think you just covered all the bases.
I'm racist, man. I'm racist.
It's so good.
Jews,
hey, on some real shit.
I hate Jews. I hate Mexicans. I hate Indians.
Hey, these are the views of Aleksey Itunin and Aleksey Itunin only. These are not the views of Chris Hopkins or Third Nut.
Or Bryant Smith.
Hey, do you guys really want to know my strategy for this fight?
Okay, yeah, I'm going to hear your strategy, and then we're going to get out of here.
Oh, all right. Sorry, guys.
No.
All right, well, I just wanted to tell you.
I want the strategy. Go ahead and talk.
My strategy for this fight. I know. But I have cool shit to say. Listen, this is what I'm going to do to this big black guy. I think he's sexy. I think he's strong. And this is my strategy. I'm going to speed bag his butt clit with my tongue dick.
You got to get in that fart box. You got to tongue punch that fart box until he speaks Portuguese.
A definite path to victory.
You're putting the in MMA.
Guys, I'm from Ohio.
I want to thank Aleksey,
Ohio,
the
man.
Big Fish Itunin, for joining the Hop Topics podcast on the Third Nut interview hotline. Earn yours. I want to thank Lewis Battle, the owner of Alliance Recruiting Services, for coming on earlier. Man, we had a hell of a fucking show. Man, I want to thank Bryant and Charles for coming on. I got some guests lining up. Todd Augusta's going to be able to make it on.
Finally.
He's in Arizona. He's going to be able to make it. I talked to my friend out of Cincinnati, Krishan Gilmore, and the whole Legion. He's got some ex-UFC fighters. He's going to be able to get Dom on the show. Dom actually is in some. He's got some UFC highlights. He had almost a knockout of the year candidate a couple years ago, where he like just slammed a guy like in South Korea. He was like brought in to lose. Dom, his name is Dom Steele. He was a guy that he was brought in the UFC.
Oh, we trained with him a couple times.
He'd always have to go fight guys in their hometown, and it was like always a tough. They sent him to Korea, they sent him to Australia. So we got Dom coming up. We'll have Big Elk on next. I'm gonna be able to get Josh Williams and the people from Ronin if you didn't piss them off too much with this episode. And we got a lot of people coming up comedy wise. Chucklebud's coming up.
Next one is going to be August 16th. You're also going to be able to catch me in Oxford, Mississippi, telling jokes.
Mississippi. Ow!
Oxford, Mississippi, August 10th with the Outer Limits Festival. Chucklebuds, August 16th. I'm going to be in Knoxville, August 17th and 18th.
Knoxville.
I'm going to be in Knoxville for the Alien Expo, learning about UFOs. So come say hi to me at that, and I'm going to be doing some shows around town. And what else do I have? Shit, I have so many fucking shows, bud. And then check me out in Atlanta in September.
Charles, what you got coming up?
I got a lot of paintings coming out. I got a gallery coming out next year. And on top of that, I'm going to be at the Honest Pint on Monday. And I'm hopefully opening up for Krish Mohan.
Okay.
And just your handful of open mics I'm going to be going to. New material coming out, working with Ginger Soul Productions. Big shout out to them for kicking so much ass.
When's the Charles at Large going to be available on the video?
We're going to keep it quick right now on that, but as far as on video, we might even turn that into a short film. So it's gotten a little bigger than I even anticipated, and when my gallery launches, hopefully next year at some point, we're gonna be fucking some eyes out.
All right, you can catch me August 17th at Improv Chattanooga. And then you can catch me in Columbus, Ohio at Cafe Kerouac September 6th, coming back to the Buckeye State. That's our time for this week. Hop Topics.
Yeah.
Third Nut. Earn yours. Peace.
Big Fish, baby. Thanks for having me. I fuck you, Ronan.
I'm gonna tell everybody from Ronan. Said, motherfucker, that ain't nothing to do with me. I ain't getting killed. Bye.